there's another social network called Angel, right? It gives you the same functions, even though we're not here to argue about Angel today, okay? Okay. But I mean, is the functionality. What do you want to get out of your classroom? If you do it in a separate social network, sure, if everybody participates, right? Does Angel, what we provide to you, have the functionality? And if it does, can you use it the way you want it? Or any other system. It doesn't have to be that particular one. Now, but that's an excellent question. It doesn't have to be just Facebook. It can be any of, and some of these folks actually have things for education. All right, but I want you to think of something very careful. I did a presentation when I got hired here that would look similar to this, but it was about search engines. And I had a diagram with lots of search engines. How many are left? Okay, well, three or four, right? Major search engines. Well, we don't know what's happening here yet. This is all new, 5, 6 years old. I always tell my students, agriculture has been around for like a lot of years, right? We got it pretty narrow, we pretty much know what we're doing in that industry. The auto industry, we pretty much know, sometimes we wonder, but we pretty much know what's going on. This industry, we don't know, and people are trying to make all kinds of maneuvers. What is Facebook is the hot thing right now, but so was MySpace a few years ago. MySpace is like losing money now. And so what's coming down the pike, the system that's going to maybe put all this together the way we want it? Somebody will figure that out and change the face of what we're looking at. So you have to deal with that these systems that you use may not be here next year. That's another reality. When you say, well, I was using this, but now they're out of business. What can you do about that? Okay? So that's a reality of these systems. All right, so let's talk about so the things I was telling you, the students have access to the social network. Now, the next one is can the students use the technology? Just because they're young and they know technology doesn't mean they can use it. Okay? Nothing says that they're wizards on every technology. Okay? Do they know how to actually use that? Like the second world technology, for example, do they have the right hardware to run it? I'm lucky that this computer here has a good graphics card to show the Dresden Gallery. You go in a slow connection with a bad graphics card and you'll never see anything. It'll be all gray and and then it kicks you out. And so do they have the actual hardware? Can you do all the functions that you want in one system? And that's why I put Angel in there. It's what we know, it's what we use. Okay? Do we need to move away from that in your classroom to another one just because he has a couple functions that you like? And now you start using 2 or 3 logins and 2 or 3 different things to confuse the issue. All right. So who are the millennials? Second largest generation in American history. Some people are saying that if you count up to the year 2002, then they become the largest generation, even larger than the baby boomers. All right? And they have many attributes, but one of the most compelling attributes is that the parents behave in what is called helicopter behavior. Okay? I know that applies to some of you here right now, so I'll be careful. Okay? Including me. I'm a parent of some millennials, right? And that means you're hovering over every aspect of their lives, where you do their homework for them, where everything they do is run by the parent. Okay? Oh, I need to take you to the soccer game. I need to take you there. I need to take you there. And now a thing of issue and safety has become big in the United States in the last few years, so we don't allow them to go out by themselves. I just read an article about millennials in the workplace and how the moms of some of those millennials are calling the workplace and says, I'm checking on, I'm checking on somebody, on my daughter. How is she doing? I want to have a birthday party for her, so can I come to work, to her place of work, and bring a cake? We did that in kindergarten, right? Where you bring the cupcakes, right? Some of these parents are exhibiting the same behavior when their kids are in the workplace, okay? And employers are going, what? Okay, what are you talking about? Okay, but if you want to come to my class and have a birthday party for your kid, go on in, bring cake. All right, but this is one of the main characteristics because this kind of leads the rest of their behaviors in life as you go through. So give you a couple other characteristics. There's shelter, of course, that's part of the hovering. They believe in rules. Hard to believe since I have 2 of them millennials around. Okay, they do embrace technology, and this is a strong statement. They're digital natives in the line of digital immigrants. So they were born with the digital, not with technology. We have to make a difference here. It's not that they're technology savvy or that they're digital savvy, which is different. Everything has been digitized form. Everything they see is in digital form. And digitization means it's fast, it's accessible. You can, move it back and forth very fast. Technology, the telephone is technology. That's not digital. Okay, but so they're digital natives in the land of digital immigrants, and of course they have different expectations on how to gather and use information. Okay, my 12-year-old or 11-year-old, she's constantly giving me facts. Did you know that this octopus, that if it bites you, or you're dead? I'm like, oh, where'd you get that? It's tough to have an academic parent. Where'd you get that? Where's your source? Right? Well, Google. Well, we're in there. Is that true? I always challenge with it. Always challenge. So she stopped doing that last couple of months. I wonder why. I should make sure she's still asking me questions. But it's because she's on the internet in Google, right, or in whatever Neopets. She was in Neopets, and we had to shut that down. And they start talking about all these things like if there were facts, right? So when you ask them to gather some piece of information, they go in one of their social networks and they ask questions. Does anybody know about this? And another 11-year-old somewhere goes, yeah, I know the answer to that. Okay. And now they write a paper about it. Okay. And we call that scientific evidence. All right. So you have to be really careful because they just, they have information all around them. Okay. So something to keep track of it. Of course, they're saturated with media options, and of course, we're becoming saturated with media options. High-speed internet connections at home. Now, I will say that, I've attended at Microsoft many meetings about the millennials myself. And of course, over there, their population is the city and all those young folks with technology. When you translate that to the Olympic Peninsula, it's different, okay? You don't see a lot of the millennials saturated with broadband connections. A lot of them still have dial-up speeds, and so you have to kind of keep that in mind. But of course, their cell phones are no longer dial-up. They're becoming their appliance of choice, because now the cell phone can give them all that information. They don't need to have high-speed internet at home. The cell phone has it all. So that becomes the one that they're getting. One of the powerful ones here, and I kind of mentioned it with my daughter and Neopets there, word-of-mouth advertising is very strong because that's what they're used to, is communicating with their friends and with people, and the facts go unchecked. There's nobody there to check them. Okay? I hate to say this, but right now in my house, at 9 o'clock at night, all digital appliances are shut down between 9 in the morning and 9 the next morning for 12 hours. Because the influence of the external influence on my kids was so powerful, okay, I had to stop it, okay? In some negative things, some positive things, but I had to stop it altogether. And the analogy I gave my oldest daughter was, well, we know your school friends, that we know who they are, we can see them, we can touch them, right? I can go and talk to their parents, but I wouldn't allow them to come at 3 in the morning and knock on the door and let you in the house, would I? But yet, I let you stay in your room with a laptop, and at 3 in the morning, you're talking to somebody I don't know about, a friend that is in this space somewhere. And so, invite him here, and now let me look at him, and then I'll approve him, type of thing. Well, okay, can't do that. But that's the reason, is because this is really powerful. Since that's the people that are influencing not just talking about kids, but the millennials in general, they're used to that particular. So they're more apt to believe somebody that they talk online than there is to believe you in front of a classroom. Okay? So you have to be extremely careful with that. Multitasking and a state of continuous partial attention. Okay? This is a statement from a researcher. They're living in a state, and when I was reading that one time, I go, is that true? And I started thinking, well, I've been a digital child myself, or technology child, since the 80s, and I myself live in a state of continuous partial attention. Mary, don't listen to that. I live in a state of continuous partial attention because I'm always in a computer, emails, and of course some of you may start identifying with that now, answering this, answering that, what's the new technology, kind of all of it. So can you devote yourself to a particular item with all your energy to get a result that is a real wonderful result? Well, not if the appliance in your desk is buzzing, right? And even if you're in a computer, a little window pops up. Oh, Mary just came online. Oh, I need to go chat with her, right? Okay.